Well, well, well. With Baldur's Gate finished, it's time for our next series, and based on the results of that poll, it seemed Pillars of Eternity won with pretty overwhelming support. Unlike our previous series, though, I know next to nothing about this game, other than it is based on a D&D style rule set, though I'm not sure which edition, if any. And it's in sort of the same isometric vein as Baldur's Gate and related games. Oh, and that it is apparently made by Obsidian and Paradox, both studios I have a deep fondness for. So I'm pretty excited. Now, I do have the White Marsh, March 1 and 2, and I think some other expansion I don't remember the name of. I got basically everything for the game I got on Steam. Now, before we get into the game, I'm going to check the options really quick. All right, difficulty-wise, I don't know if I should be changing any of these at this point. It looks like a lot of just information stuff, which might be very useful. Oh, let's not auto-level people. Definitely don't want that. Show personality/reputation. Perhaps I'll start with this enabled just to see what it's like. And then I might choose to disable it at a later time if I decide it's not necessary or it subtracts from the experience. Definitely gonna keep the tutorials. The whole knockout injury, it actually, that reminds me of Dragon Age Origins, actually. I think that was the thing in that game, too. Okay. This is funny. The fact that they have a big heads mode. Thanks, Josh. That's great. All right, we have our settings saved. Only a few changes made. Let's get into our new game. Okay. Difficulty. Normal mode. Requires strategy and efficiency, but forgives no, this is easy mode. But forgives a few mistakes in combat. It is not recommended for newcomers to real-time party-based RPGs. That I am certainly not. Hard. Suited for Infinity Engine veterans who are looking for a challenge. Survival requires micromanagement and optimization of stats through items, spells, and abilities. Seems decent, reasonable. Path of the Damned. Enemies receive a bonus to most stats, and encounters have many more enemies. Cannot be changed in-game. Is only intended for players who want the most punishing encounters. So basically we have a nightmare difficulty. All right. For a first game, I'm sure I'll play this at some point in the future, even if I'm not recording it. But for a first time through, hard is probably a good choice. Not going to enable expert mode. I think the helper features will be useful for our first time through as I'm learning the game. Trial of Iron. Is that Ironman? One save file kept for the entire playthrough. If the player is killed, the file is deleted. As fun as that might be, as a challenge playthrough, not beneficial for a first time through. Are those the Pillars of Eternity? Obsidian. I also saw this as a Kickstarter game, too. That surprised me. Especially since it's an Obsidian and Paradox game. items like grappling hooks and hammer and chisel sets are always consumed when they're used in special interactions. Good to know. Neat that there are grappling hooks.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night.
Classic.
The master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken
kind of actually
ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
That doesn't sound good. That kind of reminds me of one of the few things I know about the Kingmaker campaign in Pathfinder is you sort of start with a commission to settle this area. Anyways. All right. Male or female? The place of men in society varies from culture to culture. Cultures like Eder and the Deerwood place them at the forefront of military, politics, and heavy labor. Among the tribes of Nasitak, men perform many of the homesteading and organizational duties. In Glanfath and Ixmital, men and women have more fluid social roles. In all societies, there are exceptions to the rule, and men can be found in a wide variety of stations and professions. I'm gonna guess female is the reverse of all that. A woman's role in Aora is largely dependent on where she is from. Is Aora the name of the entire world? The Eder Empire, Valian Republics, and the Deerwood, women occupy many domestic, educational, and organizational roles. They are primary hunters, soldiers, and leaders of the tribes of Nasitak. And then, more fluid social roles in the other two. In all societies, there are exceptions to the rule. Basically, the exceptions letting you know this isn't this is lore, not... Might have some effect on interactions, but not all that important. Fair enough. Should I flip a coin? I don't think it's going to have an effect on stats. All right, heads for male, tails for female. And it is heads. Male it is. Human. Humans, commonly called folk, are the most common race in the Deerwood, the Eder Empire, Old Valia, and Valian republics. Though not as large as the towering Amawa, humans are known for their strength and willpower. Oh, and they get +1 resolve and might. Kind of look like dark elves or maybe the creatures in Avatar, the movie, not the show. The mighty Omawa, maybe Aumawa, are the largest of the Kith race and are commonly found in or near oceans. Though not truly aquatic, they have an affinity for water, and many of their civilizations, such as the Rautai, are based on naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled strength, +2 might. Dwarves, classic. By virtue of land covered and number of colonies settled, dwarves are the most well-traveled race in the world. They're commonly found in the Deerwood, Valian republics, and almost any colonized land. They are known for their great strength and tenacity. +2 might, sacrifice a dexterity for constitution. Elves. Elves are the dominant race in Air Glanfath and the White. That wends. Oh, the White that wends is the full name of the place. And are extremely common in the Darewood and Adair. Elves are known for their speed and intelligence, as well as commonly isolationist nature. So, traditional elves. +1 perception and dexterity. The Orlan, sort of halflings. They have elf ears. Orlans are the smallest of the Kith races, though many cultures don't consider them to be civilized at all. Rude. Also notable for their large ears, two-toned skin, and they have two-toned skin? I only see one. And hirsute bodies. Orlans are commonly found in Air Glanfath, the Ixmital Plains, and parts of the Darewood. They are known for their mental intensity and sharp senses. Not very strong. Godlike. Very impressive head you have there. The godlike are children of the Kith, civilized races, who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods, though some do not consider it a blessing. These aspects may take many forms and often come with mystical powers. Aberrant head shapes are typical, and godlike are unable to wear protective headgear, as it is near impossible to find anything that fits. Yeah, it seems it would be a little difficult there. Because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce, that sucks. I wonder how they're just completely dying out. Godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. +1 dexterity intellect. Surprisingly, they don't have something extra there, considering that they sacrificed the ability to wear headgear. You know what? I want to see. What do the female versions look like? Human. Amana. Dwarfs. Elves. Orlans. And godlike. Oh, a little bit less crazy. I've changed my mind. I want to do a female elf, I think. Ooh, pale elf versus wood elf. You know, maybe that's where the bonuses for a godlike come in. Yeah. You have your nature godlike. Your moon godlike. Fire godlike. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. And death godlike. Yikes. Seems like nature was the default. Fire godlike. The bodies of fire godlike often resemble hot metal, burnt wood, or stone. The flames are harmless, apparently. I believe they have the power to awaken volcanoes, or that killing one will cause a volcano to awaken. I wouldn't mind having that rumor about me, the second one. Make people less likely to mess with you. So you have wood elves. Oh, actually, are there alternatives for humans? Yeah, you have the meadow folk, the ocean folk, and the savannah folk. Very cool. coastal and island. Unsurprising considering they're sea folk. Probably mountain and, yeah, boreal. Alright. Oh, and hearth and wild. Is that what they mean by the two-tone? Hearth is one and wild is the other. Well, wood elves trace their beginnings far north of present-day Edir and have migrated south throughout the forests of the continent, now covering it all the way south across the equator. They are also believed to have migrated across the sea to Glanfath. While physiologically identical to one another, wood elves from Edir are culturally different from those in Glanfath and consider themselves wholly different groups. Distant advantage. Against any enemy that is more than 4 meters away, wood elves gain bonuses to accuracy, deflection, and reflex. Well, the reason I chose elves was I found the wood elf aesthetic, the pale elf aesthetic pleasing. So I'll probably go with that. It is unclear exactly how long ago pale elves, Glomfelin, came to the southern polar regions of the world, but they have lived there for at least 12,000 years. Yikes! It's a long history, based on their continuous contact with Ama traders. They appear to be among the most stationary ethnic groups in the known world, migrating within the polar regions but seldom venturing far north. They are rare in all northern lands. Most people consider them exotic, if they have seen one at all. Elemental endurance. All pale elves have increased burn and freeze damage reductions. Alright, straightforward bonus. Fair enough. Okay. So, if it's based on any known rule set, I'm not familiar with chanters as a concept, or ciphers. Though I will guess the others are relatively similar to classes I'm familiar with. I won't read through all of this, but I'm going to look through all of it before making a decision. Okay, this one sounds pretty cool, actually. I haven't made my way through all of it yet, but just the whole concept of a mind hunter, the ability to directly contact and manipulate another person's soul and psyche, using the allies' or enemies' resistance as the focus for their magic. So it's like a mind mage, or soul arts from something like ReZero, perhaps. Nah, it's different. So I am leaning towards maybe a chanter, a cipher, wizard, or maybe a pally. Though I'm leaning away from pally. Of course, they have very low stats, or stat growths, it seems. At least I think that's what these indicate. Yeah, plus 12 per level. Though the versatility is always fun, and it's really fun to learn to use wizards. It's one of my favorite classes to actually play in anytime I'm playing a tabletop D&D. Now, ciphers, though, seem to have a slight melee capability as well. At least judging by the fact that they have a sword. I mean, it's similar to magic, but more just specific effects. You don't get the wide range of spells. And their growths are a little higher. Chanters are even more melee focused, with almost a seeming sort of bard style effect plus powerful magic as well. Yeah, honestly, the cipher sounds, it's something I haven't seen before. It sounds unique, and I really want to play it. Yeah. I'm used to a lot of these other classes from other games I've played, so I think I'm going to go with the more unique cipher. Probably someday play something like a chanter. And there will probably, I imagine we're going to get a party, so I'll get to use some of these other classes as well. Ooh. Sight powers for ciphers can directly target allies and enemies, yes. So do I need to just pick 2? Okay. Antipathic, wait, no. Antipathetic field. So it rejects pathetic people, I assume. Creates a toxic physical manifestation of the mutual antipathy between the cipher and the enemy target. So kinda, actually. Even though it was a joke. Enemies caught in the path between the two will suffer corrosive damage. Nice. Eye Strike. Shocks an enemy's visual receptors, dazing and blinding them as well as blinding nearby targets. A useful effect, for sure. A good debuff. Doesn't last that long, though. Wait, no. I think this is how likely we are to be interrupted. Or is it how long it interrupts our enemy? I think it's how it's for the enemy. Interesting, it actually rolls a D100 too. Is that the common die for the entire game, I wonder? Rather than a D20? I mean, the effect should be largely the same. Just changes how the number balance a little bit. Well, thank you, Paradox Tooltip. Can always count on them. And it's okay, it lasts for 10 seconds. That's also range. Area effect. A 1.5 meter radius. That's not bad. It's a pretty decent range. Or radius. Area of effect. Might make that worth it. Mind Wave. Target becomes the object of a concussive blast of psychic energy, suffering raw damage from the trauma. Characters in a conical area behind the target, failing a fortitude check, are knocked prone from the blast. Might and Constitution determine fortitude, amongst other things. And prone is prone. The actual effect it has is you can't take action, and dexterity reduced by 2, reflex and deflection reduced by 10, and presumably takes a turn to get up. It's interesting, it's a cone attack, but it's also range, so it's a cone striking out from where the actual target is. That's kind of cool. That's unique. That's new. Yeah, so it does some raw damage. Soul Shock briefly transforms the outer shell of an allied target's soul into energy. So we're turning in one of our friends' souls into energy, releasing an electrical burst around them. Characters standing in the area around the target take shock damage. Be good support to use on a tank. Decent shock damage. How does that compare to Mind Wave? Yeah, a bit higher. Of course, it doesn't knock them prone like Mind Wave does. Tenuous Grasp assails the target's grasp on reality, frightening and confusing them. 10-meter range. This one is only on one person, though. But they're frightened for 15 seconds and confused, or confused. No, and confused for 6 seconds. Resolve and dexterity reduced by 2, accuracy by 10. Behave erratically. For 6 seconds, the target checks randomly to do one of the following. Behave normally, attack an ally, walk in a random direction, or do nothing. Pretty standard confusion. Might be useful. I'm thinking I'm going to take one support and one damage type ability. Whisper of Treason. Imparts a bedeviling secret to an enemy that causes its allegiance to bend, charming them for the duration. That sounds fun. Charmed for 10 seconds. And their accuracy... Oh, the accuracy is for these attacks. I see how likely they are to hit. Okay. And it's target's will. Makes sense. And yeah, Charmed fights on behalf of the enemy at reduced capacity, speed, accuracy, and all defenses are reduced by 25. Charmed is exclusive, meaning a character can only have one charmed affliction at a time. A newer one will dispel any older one present. I'm assuming that means that only a character can't be charmed by multiple people, not that you can only charm one person. I like that it actually makes them weaker, so if the enemy's, forced to respond to them, they can do extra damage to them. Might even kill them for you. Can't underestimate that's usefulness. Alright, since I don't know if I have any allies yet, I'll avoid Soul Shock. Which means Mind Wave is probably the better choice there. As for my other one... Whisper of Treason... Blinded is a very good effect. And Dazed, especially in conjunction with Dazed, it's pretty damn good too. But being able to take an enemy is also great. Yeah, alright, we'll do Ice Strike and Mind Wave for now. Alright. Finally get to see what all these specifically do. Might is probably basically strength, right? Represents a character's physical and spiritual strength. Oh, spiritual strength as well. Brute force, as well as their ability to channel powerful magic. Okay, so it affects both. That's nice. During interactions, it can be used for intimidating displays and acts of brute force. In combat, it contributes to both damage and healing. Healing as well. As well as the fortitude defense. Constitution, combination of a character's overall health and stamina. Although it's not used much in interactions, it is sometimes checked to withstand pain or endure a physically taxing ordeal. In combat, it affects maximum health and endurance and contributes to the fortitude defense. Oh, the stars, I imagine, are the recommended for us. Dexterity is an abstraction of a character's hand-eye coordination. Balance and overall grace. In interactions, it can be used for sleight of hand and fast reactions. In combat, it affects the character's action speed with all attacks, spells, and abilities, and contributes to the reflex defense. The fact that it gives you extra action speed is nice. Now, if this is a case where it just means you get to act first, It's less good, though still useful. Or is this a case that's more similar to, I guess the closest analogy would be like the Final Fantasy VII combat system where different characters, it's sort of turn-based, but different characters have different speeds that determine how often they get to go. So, technically possible for a character to go multiple times before an enemy or before another in the extremes. In which case it'd be even better. All right, perception represents a character's senses as well as their instinctive ability to pick up on details. In interactions, it can be used to catch someone in a lie, to make an observant comment about their appearance, or to notice something happening in the background. In combat, it contributes to accuracy, the reflex defense, and grants a bonus to interrupt. Okay. Intellect, which is what I would have thought for magic, but apparently no, represents a character's logic and reasoning capabilities. In interactions, it can be useful for deductions, sudden realizations, and problem solving. In combat, it contributes to the will defense, always important, unless you want to be charmed or save or die, and influences durations and area of effects for all abilities and talents. Ooh, that's a good for us. Highly recommended for Cypher, yeah. So if I were to... Okay, good. It tells us how much each point gives us. What about Resolve? Resolve reflects a character's internal drive, determination, fearlessness, and emotional intensity that they can project to others. It can be useful for mental intimidation, leadership, and convincing performances. In combat, it helps characters maintain concentration and contributes to the will and deflection defenses. Okay. Well, let's get our might to at least 10. 12. And... yeah. Dexterity to 12. It's always useful to catch someone in a lie. We are slightly combat-based. How much does a point give us? 5% endurance and health, plus 2 fortitude. Sure. And intellect, of course, plus 12% area of effect, plus 10% duration, plus 4 will. Wait, is that how much? Okay, I just want to make sure. Sometimes with point-buy systems like these, if you get too high, it starts using extra points. But it looks like that doesn't do that for this, and apparently 18 is the max. Fair enough. Actually, with that in mind, which of these do I want to actually max out? Oh, no. Only intellect can only go to 18. Interesting. Dexterity can go to 19. Oh, you know why? That's because I have a +1 for being an elf, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So that'd be extra 24% damage. I suppose it depends on what I want my focus, my role to be. That extra area effect can really pay dividends depending on how I choose my abilities. And the duration, for that matter. Since I'm getting will from intellect, I can probably afford to not take much, if any, resolve. Though the deflection and concentration is probably nice. Though probably more important for something like a wizard. And I am playing on hard mode, so I do need to be at least somewhat careful about how I use all my points. Seems dexterity will be my primary defensive ability. I do appreciate that. I don't have to worry about being even or odd to get ability or to get gain from these. That is appreciated. In fact, let's go 14 in both of these at least. In all of these. Suppose, how much can I actually decrease to get more points? All the way down to 3. Fair enough. Well, that actually decreases my endurance and health by 35%, though. Minus 14 fortitude sounds pretty bad. But maybe like 8 wouldn't be terrible. Especially since we're not primarily a melee fighter, right? Especially if that gives us more dexterity. I mean, action speed. I'm assuming it's more of the real-time sort of action speed. More of the Dragon Age Origins style of combat system. And I'm reconsidering as well. I don't know for sure, but we are still a spellcaster, so concentration. It might be worth it to have at least a few points increase in concentration. I do want to keep my perception where it is, I think. +1 accuracy isn't all that important. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Just not as important as some of these other effects, I think. I think my real question now is, would I prefer dexterity or intellect? Or both? What was fortitude for again? Resist attacks. The internal physical systems of the character. Poison, disease, etc. Actually, yeah, fortitude's not all that important for us. So I'm not too worried about not having a lot of it. Or a big bonus for it. Now, less constitution will... I mean, minus 20% endurance and health seems significant. But we are getting a lot of reflex. Wait, is this only for AoE effects? Oh yeah, deflection is the other one. Good to know. Don't want to be under false. I'm kind of surprised that it seems dexterity has no role to play in dodging attacks that are not AoE. In that case, perhaps I should take some resolve. Some extra resolve. Doesn't say it's important, but I mean... Yeah, the concentration is useful, still, probably. And that extra will. Maybe just 13. And also, it is it'll help in dialogue as well, too. This is probably sufficient to be an interesting build and not get us completely destroyed. All right. We spent far too long on this. Now, what about our culture? Oh, that determines what we wear. And our starting equipment. Oh, we get plus stat bonuses or something from this too. Very interesting. Where was it that Pale Elves are actually from again? I mean, it says they're from the southern polar region, so it sounds like the great white that wends, probably. A large, cracked southern expanse of polar ice, the white that wends, is home to pale elves. Oh yeah, and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, and adventurers. While virtually no plant life grows in the white, it is home to many hardy species of dangerous animals that forage from the sea or prey upon each other to survive. Alternatively, I suppose we could be a pale elf that from a pale elf family that ventured out of the white that wins at some point. The living lands being the mountainous region of a large northern island renowned for its diversity of plant and animal life, home to assortment of races and a variety of colonial and independent settlements. The Roadside. It's the Yamawa Nation. Old Valia. Once the crown jewel of the southern seas, Old Valia is now the crumbled remnants of an empire of warring merchant nations, counting many humans and dwarves among their ranks. The Old Valian countries are still forces to be reckoned with and proud of their rich cultural heritage. More intellect would be nice. The plains, northeast of Glanfath, are a large expanse of fertile savannas that are extensively farmed by humans and Orland residents. It's one of the oldest cultures in the world, though one of the least imperialistic, having spread out little over the past several thousand years. The Deadfire archipelago consists of the nation of Nasitak, dozens of Aomao settlements, and hundreds of lawless pirate-infested islands that stretch along the southern sea. I somehow doubt we would find a pale elf there. And Edir, which I think is probably the most common, the most powerful empire. Largest and most powerful force in this part of the world. It is centered around the equator and has a tropical climate. The empire has colonies in numerous areas of the world. Greater Edir is at its heart, and houses the majority of its human and elven nations. Kind of like that, I don't know what it is, if it's cloth or leather or something. A neat outfit. Of course, the white that wends would make the most sense for us. Of course, having more resolve would be good. Probably. Alright, well, first or second generation probably pale elf moved from the white that wends to Edir, perhaps. How about? Yeah. Both for the equipment and the resolve. Ooh. We can be an aristocrat, a dissident, a hunter, a mercenary, a clergyman, a colonist, a drifter, a laborer, a merchant, or a slave. Well, if we're in Edir, we're almost certainly not an aristocrat, not as a pale elf. Dissident, you've made your name for yourself as a troublemaker. Disrespect for authority and a lack of care regarding the rules are recurring themes in your life. I don't feel like we're a dissident. Hunter, you live for the thrill of the chase. Whether for glory or for sustenance, you made your living taking... I mean, I'm leaning, just lore-wise, the character I have in mind, I'm leaning more towards drifter. Or mercenary, maybe. Blade and battle is your way of life. You solve your problems by pulling out your weapon and applying force. I mean, brute force. If it's not working, you're just not using enough. Clergyman wouldn't make sense for what we are. You were part of a group that founded a fledgling colony in a distant land. That one might make sense for us. Drifter, you never quite fit in no matter where you go. Each new town is just a place to rest briefly before moving on to the next. You're more comfortable on the road, traveling the world. See, that makes a lot of sense for us, being a pale elf outside of the white that wins, based off of the descriptions we got beforehand with how rare they are. Never known freedom. I wonder if this... I wonder how, if these actually have a significant effect on gameplay. I imagine this would be kind of playing on hard mode almost. Well, based off this start, it wouldn't still apply, I don't think. I think we're going to go with the Drifter, though. Makes the most sense for us. All right. That portrait seems a little off. A little closer. We have 3 possible. Can I zoom in? No? Damn it. Well, from this distance, this head seems good. We're on 18 of 21. I do like this hair. More than that one. And that one. No. Still like 18 the most. 3's pretty good. Mohawk. 3 and 18 are my favorites so far. Not terrible, but not as good as 3 or 18. Still not as good as 3, 7, or 18. A little too simple for my tastes. I mean, I like ponytails, but it doesn't fit with what I'm thinking. 11's not bad. I still think 18 is better. It's a pretty cool hairdo. That one is pretty good too. Still leaning towards 18 being my favorite though. The default. Ooh, that style ponytail actually works a little better than the previous one. I think it's just what they do with their bangs. But 18 just works for me. What was 3 again? Well, 3 is also really good. I think 18 is a little longer in the back. A little less poofy. They're very close. She has the clasps around the hair, though, in the front. The other one, I think, is just braided. Yeah, we're just going to go with the default, then. I have a hard time we're going to find a better portrait than this one that matches our character. I like this color as well. It was the unique color that initially caught my eye. We're just gonna go with the defaults. What does that change? Oh, it's the outfit. I mean, I don't feel a need to change the outfit, really. I guess I could always switch to a blue. A blue and a black. What about a blue and a green No. Simple dark color will do fine. All right. Are we ready? I think it looks fine. Ooh.
I'm here.
Okay.
I shall lead us. Finish them! Silence surrounds me.
I mean, Mystic works. We are a cipher. Feisty.
I've got this. Let's go! They won't see me coming. Well, now I am leader of the group.
It
They won't
does
see me coming.
feel like that voice matches well with the character.
What is it? I'm flattered.
That one doesn't match.
Let's go. Nice and slow.
Stoic works pretty well.
Watch and learn. I'll teach you a lesson. Easy does it. Yeah, I'll lead the way. Death to our enemies!
Yeah, I'm leaning towards stoic,
Quiet. Well,
sinister,
I shall lead us.
maybe mystic. No.
A blade in the dark.
Yeah, someone who sounds sinister but doesn't necessarily evil or bad. I think maybe that's what we'll go for. Ooh, a name. A fitting elven name. Of course, we're also from a polar region. So maybe something more with a slight Norse edge to it as well. Or feeling. Maybe Gwyneth? Gwen for short. Sounds kind of elven and kind of Norse. Yeah, let's go with that. And we are done with our character creation. The Gilded Veil. This is where we stopped. Oh, pillars. Eternal pillars, perhaps? The caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward a looming black mass on the hillside. So what you're saying is that I am almost certainly going to be taking a stroll through those ruins up there? Probably. What are we a caravan for, Master Odema? Out of, if you don't mind me asking. Where am I off to right now? What am I doing?
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks.
Fair enough. Are those the sacred rocks behind us?
Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
Alright, we're on our way to Gilded Vale. Okay. At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over. What's with the look?
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging
Oh,
beetle around
right.
here carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day.
Well, I don't like that, so I'll make sure to drink plenty of water. That's right, though, we're sick. That's one of the reasons we stopped.
There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail.
Okay.
Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water.
Thank you for your concern and consideration, Master Odema. I appreciate it. Of course, that means beasts will take me, and I'll have to fight them off, I imagine.
I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Odema looks over his shoulder to his assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfell, who carries an old sun-bleached bow. Okay, so that's who he's addressing. Sparfell nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. Where would I find these berries?
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it.
Fair enough.
You'd have to go far off the road to find one.
Thank you. And, is it dangerous out here?
Not if you hurry about your business, and not if the weather holds up.
There is concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate. Oh? Your character's attributes, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may all open up options for you in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality and attitude. Thank you. There we go. Now, about those ruins, what are they?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear.
Not a fan of people interfering, huh? Air Glonfoth being the primarily elven region, if I recall correctly.
Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
He adds with a wink. I imagine that's the unit of currency. Who did build those ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Yeah, I suppose so. So not the elves. Some prior species, perhaps. What kind of weather do they get out here?
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beowick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
Sounds ominous. And the thing that's been forefront in my mind, the big rocks. Are those the pillars of eternity I have heard so much about?
They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories.
Damn. So they're like crystal, or?
It's more like a shell than a proper rock.
Ah.
Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days.
Very interesting. Magical living rocks, almost.
The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see
Yikes.
it. Got
Soul
enough
gems.
to worry about without seeing something like that.
I mean, I am a cipher, though, so I should be used to working with souls, I suppose. Soul Butchers is a pretty ominous name for a job, though. All right, I'll go see about those berries, then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
Thank you. I appreciate it, especially since you know I'm sick. He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's nights sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow. Yeah. Feel bad for her.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time. Let's see. She needs to find some spring berries. Watch that she doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
Not a very friendly type.
What kind of guide says something like that?
No, she's the guide.
Kind you can afford.
So the caravan guard, basically.
Don't listen to her, you're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything.
Adema chuckles and shakes his head. He looks at you and casts a sidelong glance at her.
Off with you. Hayadin should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Right. You just guaranteed we're going to be sheltering in those ruins. Good job, Master Odema. I don't think I'll bother reading all of these out loud, but I will be reading all of them. Worry not. I'll comment on the ones that maybe catch my attention.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
All right. Welcome to Pillars of Eternity. If this is your first visit to the world of Era, you may want to watch these windows to become familiar with the tools and interfaces available to you. Thank you. Your party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers. While the caravan is camped outside the Glonfothin ruins, Odema has assigned Kalisha to help you. She's a fighter, a class that excels at close quarters defense. Use your abilities to complement your own. And to select party members, click on their selection circle. Like that. Or down here, presumably. Their portrait, or press the number button that corresponds to their position in the party, starting with 1 to the left, etc. To select multiple party members, click and hold anywhere on the screen and drag the marquee over the circles of the party members you'd like to include. Fantastic. To move the selected characters, click anywhere on the screen when where your cursor is a circle of 4 wedges. Yes. Pretty standard movement circle. All selected characters will path. If you see a red circle with a slash through it, you cannot walk to that part of the map. All pretty straightforward stuff so far. When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To select an individual character's options, select only that character. All right. So I can use my arrow keys, but not my WASD keys. Oh, no. So pause, half speed, double speed. So it's just straight up the pause button, I see. Select all, cancel, backspaces, select all. I'll probably change these at some point to better fit what I use. That's just the formation, okay. Camp, scouting, inventory, character, journal. Stronghold. Right, we were, there were offers of land. That's right. I forgot about that. So, I think instead of having D and S do these, what is A? Oh, A is attack. I kind of would rather have that for purposes of moving the map. There we go. Fantastic. This is more convenient for me. All right. Now I can select you two that way. We can change our orientation that way. Obviously, deselect like that. Can I select multiple party members like that? No. All right, then.
What is it?
These tall glass screen pillars appear as if they have sprouted from the earth. Hey, I was reading that. Can I... The flickering fire sets shadows dancing within. I wonder if I can change the font size of that. Yeah, it's a little better. A little easier to see. Good. All right. And can I talk to anyone? Master, we've already talked to him. But let's try talking to him again.
Go on then, before it gets too dark.
Fair enough. Most people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by clicking on their selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way, but others will have a larger conversation. Don't mind Odema. This is as good a place to camp as any. It's best not to wander alone, especially so near the ruins. I love the, it's so smooth. The graphics are nice.
Supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
I love it. Yes, Heodan. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic. Oh, that's too bad. Can you sew it?
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite got used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
I'll see what you got. Actually, who are you?
I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire.
Oh.
I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be.
Oh, yeah.
But we're here to make the most of things, right?
I've heard a lot about it. An outlook like that, I'm sure you'll do well. Okay, so this is the, telling us what these things are. If you think these caravanners are prickly, watch out for those axe wielders Odema mentioned. Clever? How incredibly naive. I'm surprised you lasted this long. And cruel. I mean, it's kind of obvious this one is cruel, without it telling me. I'll go with the clever option. If you think these caravanners are prickly, watch out for those axe wielders Odema mentioned. That's excellent advice indeed. You now have one rank in a disposition reputation. These reputations represent how people perceive your personality throughout the world. Okay. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people. And benign reputations, often bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity. But if your main character is a priest or paladin, you must be careful not to misalign their dispositions with what is favored by their deity and order, respectively. Yeah, makes sense. It'd be fun to try and play as well. For the main character only, their dispositions will modify the effects of holy radiance for priests and faith and conviction for paladins. Fair enough. So I can mostly, though, just play how I want. The kind of character I want.
Something else you need? Looks like we're settled for the night.
Yeah, tell me about the Adair Empire.
It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here, but the colonies used to include Raed-Ceres and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire. A fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
Are some of them from Deerwood, perhaps? Gives you a lopsided grin and nods at the other scattered caravanners. Why'd you move all the way out here?
Because it seemed friendlier than Raed-Ceres? My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
Fair enough. Yeah. Sounds reasonable enough. That's high-minded of you. Seems like you got the short end of the stick. Yeah. Kinda does, I suppose. I don't see it that way. My brothers and I are all working together for the sake of the family enterprise. Well, fair enough. What do you got? Oh? It's a ring? Gon's pledge? Grants the pledge 2 per rest. This item grants the ability to shield the wearer from the myriad perils that plague the world of Era. An aspect of the god Eothas, Gon represents the harvest of old age, symbolized here by the many interlocking sickles that form the ring. Sgon helps protect the dignity of old age, so too do his followers pledge to prevent young lives from being harvested before their time. Plus 15 endurance. 2 times per rest. Fair enough. Yeah, for games like these, I greatly appreciate Paradox's love of tooltips and stacking menus. And giant miniature space piglet. Am I the Minsk of this game? Am I? This tiny, titanic pig has an otherworldly appearance that seems to be at odds with its endearing behavior. It follows you dutifully and requires nothing in return save companionship. Oh my god. I'm the Minsk. I love that. I wonder if this is actually a reference to that. It wouldn't surprise me. It is kind of a classic game after all. Extremely influential in the world of isometric RPGs. D&D style isometric RPGs. Oh, we can retrain characters? Do I dare click that? For money. Good to know. Might cost something, but I don't have to worry too bad about locking myself into bad decisions then. I don't think we need any of this stuff right now, though. What are these others? Inventory, character, journal, map. Right. All right. Actually, let's check out that character screen. Pale Elf, Edair, Drifter, Experience. Tells us our attributes. It's a nicely organized menu. Skills. Okay, I didn't have a good look at what all the skills were before, but now I can. Stealth allows characters of any class to attempt to avoid being seen or heard, though I imagine rogues are the best at it. It is used automatically whenever the character is scouting mode. Good to know. The higher the character's skill, the closer they can get to enemies before being detected. Wonderful. Adventuring is tiring work. In addition to the hazards of mortal combat, adventurers have walls to climb, rivers to cross, and pits to leap over. Once per encounter, characters with athletics can use the Second Wind ability to recover lost endurance. Oh, I think I saw that our friend here was using Second Wind. A higher athletics score increases the effect of Second Wind. Okay. Imagine at 0, you don't get any Second Wind, though. In conversations and scripted interactions, athletics is used for physical feats like climbing, swimming, and jumping. Lore is probably exactly what it sounds like. Represents a character's accumulated miscellaneous knowledge and trivia, often of occult or esoteric topics. Outside of conversations and scripted interactions, it can be used to activate scrolls. Higher lore values allow the character to use higher level scrolls. Fair enough. Oh, mechanics. Traps and locks. Fair enough. Another primary rogue ability, I imagine. Yeah, it makes it easier to open locks and find and disable traps. Though I imagine with our measly mechanics, it probably won't be that. We should probably find a rogue to do it for us. Oh, we can use it to make and place traps of our own. Neat. And finally, survival. Allows characters to choose from a variety of long-term bonuses each time they camp. The first 6 ranks grant the following bonuses. Oh? Damage reduction. Receive healing multiplier. Bonus movement. Accuracy bonus versus creature type. It's ranger ability. Increased consumable duration. And bonus damage versus flanked enemies. After the 6th rank, the previously earned bonuses become more powerful in the same order they were received. Well, it can also be used in conversations and scripted interactions that involve wilderness challenges or specialized information about nature. Very cool. You can use level 0 scrolls. Difficulty 2 traps. And, okay. Pick difficulty 2 locks and +6 trap accuracy. Because of our strange illness, we are having -3 concentration on fortitude. And then these are just our abilities. I did see the Soul Whip mentioned, but it didn't say what it was before. Passive ability, focus below maximum. Effects +20% melee damage, +20% ranged damage. Causes the Cypher's weapons to generate a field of parasitic energy that lashes out at a target, increasing the damage inflicted and generating focus for the Cypher. Nice. So we do rely on being able to attack enemies with melee or ranged. Good to know. Good to know. So we're basically we're a spell sword in a sense. And we'll get reputations eventually, party reputations eventually. Various stats. All right. And we can see our average damage here. Actually, no, that's our damage range, not our average. I assume our average would be the middle of that. Oh, we have a great sword. I thought it was a long sword when I saw it. Do we really not have any perception? Oh, yeah. Really high concentration. And our defenses, 20 base. +5 from resolve. And our health and endurance. I'll have to get into combat before I can really see how endurance is affected. Oh, we can change our appearance at any time. Very neat. Kalisha. Or if I were to have guessed at her name, Kaliska. But, now they said it for me, thankfully. Well, she's only first level as well. Oh, she's Meadowfolk. Human, of course. She does have survival. Constant recovery. Charged by the rush of battle, the fighter will continually regenerate endurance at a modest rate. Very, very useful. +6.1 per 3 seconds. Oh, and her health dwarfs mine, but that's expected as a fighter. Fighting Spirit. When endurance is below 50%, well, gets better accuracy, better damage. Knockdown. Shoves an enemy with enormous force, knocking them prone and causing additional damage. Crowd control ability. And Second Wind. Just straight up plus 30 endurance. All right. I am definitely feeling like this game, in its combat system, feels closer to, maybe somewhere in between Dragon Age Origins than Baldur's Gate, which I don't mind in the slightest. Perhaps a little bit more involved of a system. By little, I mean a lot. I saw AI behavior here. Aggressive. Uses knockdown and disciplined barrage at the first opportunities. Clear out will also automatically be used whenever the fighter has 3 enemies in range, if per rest is enabled. Or rather, hold ground. Uses vigorous defense when engaged by more than 2 opponents. Uses unbending, below 50% endurance. Defense, so more of a tank ability, more of a DPS ability. I'll not use per rest abilities. And then auto attack. Passive will not move to attack automatically under any circumstance. Defend self. Character will not move to attack unless they are engaged by an enemy. If that enemy is defeated, they will seek out new enemies to attack. Character will actively seek out nearby enemies for combat, regardless of whether they're being attacked. That sounds more aggressive. I guess it just changes how nearby they have to be. For now, we'll go with defend self. It's actually, what would be really nice is if the AI behavior was, the ability to mess with it was actually at the level of Dragon Age. That's, you could do some really intricate stuff with that. All right, though, we are ready to move. Enough time wasted. Exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity. As you make your way through the Eastern Reach, open the area map to see what parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore. Oh, wonderful. It's not a big map. Hello, who are you? Sparfell?
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Ah, you're the hunter. This is just the road we were following. Are those the berries? No. Admeth's wort. The path winds through a narrow canyon.
We shouldn't stray too far.
Fair enough. Back the way you came. Grooves in the roads mark the passage of hundreds of caravans.
Let's check by those outcrops.
Uh-oh. A young wolf? Pillars of Eternity combat uses a pausable real-time system. Because you will often manage more than one character at a time, it's a good idea to pause the game, yes. Issue orders and resume real-time to see the orders play out. Yeah, like I said, it very much reminds me of Dragon Age Origins. Let's go ahead and try attacking. Let's focus on you. So that's just our sword. And I don't have any focus right now, so I can't use... Oh, nice. Tells us the range. That's actually nice, so I don't have to worry about if I'm going to have to move in order to use it. Does it tell me where my... Is that my focus right there? Yes, 7. Okay.
Thanks.
One of your characters has been engaged in melee. When characters are engaged, they immediately stop moving. If they move again, they will provoke a disengagement attack from the enemies. Oh, attacks of opportunity. Very cool that they have that implemented. I don't think Baldur's Gate actually got that. Though, I don't think attacks of opportunity were a thing in AD&D. I'm not sure when that was introduced. Maybe 3.5 or 3? Maybe 2nd edition, I don't know. Your characters will also automatically engage enemies when they initiate attacks against them with melee opponent or with melee weapons. Is that my sword glowing with the... I love it. It looks really cool. Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't well suited to penetrating an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. You'll hear your characters complain about it when it happens. Take heed. Note the damage type that's being blocked and switch to a weapon or spell that does a different damage type. Fair enough. Not something to worry about here, though, it seems. Am I wearing a bandana there? Oh, that's my endurance. I see. And that's our time bar, presumably. And now we have our focus. Should I go for Mind Wave? I won't hit both of them. Instead, let's go for, yeah. Wonderful. That was fun. I'm going to enjoy this combat, I think.
Well?
Sure, let's take some pelts. The wolves of Darewood are a large and crafty breed, bereft of the species' usual shyness. They present a serious hazard to travelers who venture off the beaten path. Hunters who seek them out will not usually contend with a single wolf, for they travel in packs of varying size, presenting a challenge, yes. Do let me know if you enjoy me diet, because I'll probably do it regardless, but whether you enjoy me keeping myself reading this kind of stuff, diving into the lore and things, item descriptions, that kind of stuff, and maybe books we find, keeping that actually in the video or not.
As you wish.
What happened here, though? Is that like a deer or something?
This is it.
Oh, those are the berries? Uh-oh. Okay, we aren't moving on yet. You're kind of a mystery to the rest of the caravan. Just some kind of wanderer, the way I hear it. You're not wrong. You know, that sort of thing tends to happen with orphans. Oh, we're setting our backstory here. Sure. I wander into the lives of fools, talk them out of their money, and wander back. No, I don't. You have to be when people are looking for you. I don't know if anyone's looking for me. It isn't your business. Though, I don't know, I kind of like that one. Let's see where that goes. You have to be when people are looking for you. Yeah? How is it that you happen to come here? They think I have something that belongs to... No. I crossed dangerous people. I couldn't stick around. I don't know why they're looking for me, and I don't care to find out. I like the mystery. Well, we've all got things we like to leave behind. Gods know I do. I'll tell you that. Here's hoping they never track us down. Well, I'm kind of hoping they do. I want to see where that leads, if anywhere. Kaliska breathes in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Redrick's offer makes a girl think, I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of us lot? Or like the rest of the lot? It's a hard offer to pass up. Maybe that's it. We are a a drifter who's trying to find a home. No, I'm just passing through. Hard offer to pass up. You won't find many offers like it in these parts, believe me. Got some big plan in store. I'm going to lay low here for a while. Getting filthy rich. I have no idea what I'm going to do next. Completely spontaneous, huh? Interesting. Well, there's probably no hurry to make up your mind. They've got an inn in Gilded Vale that'll put you up as long as you need. Or so my sister tells me. Oh? Your sister around there, or something? Or just been out here before? Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odema will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Well, hold on, though. Why are you here? You're finally opening up to me after all this trip of being alone by yourself. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried. But that's how she always is. Worried about what? This time, though, she asked me to come out. That's got me a little worried. Oh? That abnormal for her, then? I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Ixmittal. But I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here and we'll see. I respect that. Heeding the call of your family like that. Odema I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Oh, I assumed it was for me. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Darewood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. Got a brother in Roadside and another in Eder. My sister is in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. What can you tell me about Darewood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Eder Empire. Right, I got that from what Odema was saying. Odema. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. Huh. Interesting. Some sort of disease or something else. A lot of them. Been going on for years now. Been somehow getting worse. But somehow it's getting worse. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister back more about it. Well, we're in. Let's just get back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfell's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like, when he feels like it. We should check up on him first. Slap him around a little. You saying we're gonna recruit him, perhaps? Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you your water. I mean, I was gonna explore anyways. Oh, I see you. Can I... Okay, I'm not seeing anything that, I mean, I absolutely want to autopause when I spot an enemy. And cancel, party movement. I think. Weapon ineffective also sounds like a good idea. In case I don't notice it, it'd be useful to pause to let me know. A lot of these other ones actually are probably a good idea too, but... I think I hear the water. I think he was around here. No? Is he further down? Maybe he's at the water. Where are you? And
Purple
around.
went hunting. At least he left the water skins.
Ah. Jerk. Wait. Oh, tab key highlights things. Good. Good to know. You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water. Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. Uh-oh. What do you spot? Out of the trees emerges Sparfell, one of the guides. Barely discernible in the dim moonlight, he no longer carries his bow, and there is strangeness to his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath. Uh-oh. What did you see, Sparfell? Is it the, whatchamacallit, the wind?
Sparfel, are you all right?
Clearly not. At the very least, he's razzled. Oh. Uh-oh. Sparfell's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. I think we might be in enemy territory, or unfriendly territory at least.
Ambush!
Uh-oh. What do we have here? Glenfathan Hunter? 2 of them. Well, so I am going to move back for a second and let you engage. Wait, wrong person. All right. Actually, we're not doing too good here. We do have focus, though, so... Mind Wave.
What you need?
Ow! Perhaps I should, retry this. Let's save. Or... Okay, autosave was a ways back. I guess let's see if she can handle it on her own. I can't believe I thought Kalisha was Gwyneth here. Ow. She's pretty strong herself, though. Knockdown. Yeah, we are. It's good that we got a sense for our durability this early rather than later on. Thank you
Well,
for the save. Of course, now I'm, Am I injured? Yeah, wretched knee. -2 movement speed. Oh, well, not the worst thing in the world. Many spells and abilities in Pillars of Eternity have a limited number of uses. An ability that can be used a number of times per encounter will have all its uses restored when combat ends. All right. And same with Perest. Poor, is it Sarfo? Sarah something?
What is it?
Oh, something over there. There's a whole camp around here, it seems. Deer cap, another plant to imagine. The footprints around the campfire are indistinct and may have been here for days or longer. I wonder if this is the camp of those hunters we just took out. I'll take the beer, sure. Alright. Nothing else here for us. Do I hear the sounds of combat? Aw, little deer. Oh no. The corpse is cold to the touch, and ripe smell wafts from in putrid waves. Dark, crusted bloodstain besmirches its simple linen clothing. I think these hunters have been killing a lot of people. Yeah, another one. Now, Gwyneth, you take the initial hit.
Well.
Oh, and we have some focus. This doesn't have wait, does it have friendly fire? Can't quite tell. Doesn't look like it does. Yeah, I think the red glowing on her is just because it's his showing through. Well, let's find out if there's friendly fire, shall we? Doesn't seem like it hurt her. Hit that one. Wait, no. Yeah, it only affected the hunters. Good to know. What are you doing? Go attack. There we go. Hatchets. Shields, hide armor, copper pawn. I think I saw other types of currency. It's a high-volume Durwoodian currency used in everyday trade and transactions. I wonder if there are, like, exchange rates or something. No. It's just one copper piece value. But it's neat that they have the different currencies. Yeah, my inventory's limited, isn't it?
As you wish.
Uh-oh. The Glan Fathin leader. And I think I saw someone else's name. Hey something. Heoden? All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kalisha puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. Does she smell something, or is this more just the smell of carnage? A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs of heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. What possible reason could they have for this? Just for trespassing? Are they straight-up bandits, looking to make a quick score off our supplies? One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Heoden, the last of your caravan left standing. Oh, wait, he was the merchant, wasn't he? Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. The ruin has not been sullied by our hands, men of Aer Glanfath. It probably would be best to be diplomatic in this situation. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. So I say again, lay down your arms. You say the blood must be paid. You've clearly slaughtered the rest of our camp. If we lay down our arms, you're just going to kill us. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. Only a fool attacks a weak enemy, while a stronger one yet lives. Yeah. Oh, we can see that there are options that we can't do. I do like that. Lets me know what the kinds of requirements they have. You can kill him, but you might as well be killing yourself. No, I'm not going to tell him to kill him. Do it. Do it now. Judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you are worshippers of Galawain. If Galawain told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. Heoden winces, but the blow never comes. Instead, the man cocks his head, intrigued. Of course, but he would not. It is by the command of all the gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it's consistent with their beliefs, or because it's what you were told? The man glares. It has always been known to my people. I see. And what of Galawain's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think Galawain would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after the builders have turned to dust? The man's nostrils flare as he fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. I'm sure he did. Just not you personally. But why should that stop you from killing innocents? Damn, we're just laying into him. Of course, he might not like that and might choose to hit us with arrows instead. Distracted, the man's grip falters on his axe handle, and he nearly fumbles it, affording Heoden the moment he needs to dodge out of his swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges you instead. Yeah, kind of pissed him off there. Heoden, are you a rogue? Yes, he is. He's also a meadowfolk. I guess they're probably common. What kind of abilities do you have? Blinding strike. Dirty attack that makes the opponent unable to see. Inflicts extra damage and blinds the target. Fair enough. I also get sneak attack. Now, do they only need to be flanking or from stealth? Okay, yeah, uses a rogue's ability to approach unseen, adding weapon damage to their attacks when the target is blinded, flanked. Okay, good. Blinded, flanked, hobbled, paralyzed, petrified, prone, struck, stunned, or weakened. So the nicer version of sneak attack. much more, it's far more usable. And if that's the case, I wonder if this will be one of the games that rogues actually have one of the highest possible DPS outputs. As long as you position them correctly. As well as when any target is struck within 2 seconds of combat starting. Wait, what? Okay, yeah. Well, it's about to be 2 seconds, but I should probably get him to move away. Do you have... No, we don't have any. Go for that hunter, please. You go take care of him, and give me that blinding strike. He survived that bit. Sort of, so far. Alright, we're waiting for... Oh, good. Let's get our mind wave on all of them. Wait. Okay, no, I thought that was Hyoden for a second.
Yes.
Did it work? I got some of them. Alright, while he's prone, attack him. Nah, never mind. Damn it. Probably should have used my ice strike there. He doesn't have more of a blinding strike. It's too bad. Probably best to focus our efforts then on you. He's about to go down. It's not optimal. Do you have your second wind? No. Can I pommel you? I'd rather pommel you, actually.
How can I help?
Good. Now, attack this one. Hyoden, did you hit? I want to see what your sneak attack damage is like. Okay, yeah. He got this. He's getting the sneak attack. Good. Please stop hurting Hyoden. Good job, team. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Probably not talking to us, but to his, was it Galawain? To his god. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. Uh-oh. The wind they were talking about earlier. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. Good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Ow! Oh! Odema's alive? I was just thinking I'm kind of sad he was so nice to us. Or to me, specifically. Seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across chest and bow, Odema's body stirs. With great effort, he raises his sagging head. His eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Yeah. Don't have to tell me twice, but I gotta rescue him too, right? Oh my. Yeah, that's terrifying wind. Please tell me someone grabbed him. Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off of your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Heoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers, who had been feigning death, lunges for Heoden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Bastard! Restrained, Heoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. Despite the wind from your position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance at hitting your mark. Maybe, but yeah, let's use our superior dexterity. Grab a rock. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Heoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Heoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. Oh no. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. Yeah, I know that feeling. They hold just long enough for Heoden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There's a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Damn. So we're not going to be getting out of here anytime soon. Well, shit. Gotta say, I love that they have that kind of story decision as well.
Was that?
The wind that Odema mentioned. Kalisha, I was really hoping you would have grabbed Odema. You did know him. I guess if he was already basically dead anyways, though. Too far gone.
Beowick. Had to be.
That was it. Beowick. Is that like a... Is that word basically like Celtic? Inspired at the very least. Like Welsh or something. It kind of sounds like it to me, but I'm not confident in that at all. Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Yes, I agree. Cave-in just happened here. Probably best to not stand around where it happened. I mean, that means the structure there is already compromised. Or was compromised and is even more so now, probably. Well, that is the start to Pillars of Eternity. I can say I'm pretty excited. Seems like it's going to be a really fun game. Both story, exploration, lore, and gameplay-wise.